Sir, may I come in, please? Thank you, sir.
Please sit.
Thank you, sir.
How do we address you?
Margi, sir.
Margi.
Good morning, sir. Good
Margi.
morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Margi, your DAF says that you were interested in learning languages, Spanish.
Yes, sir.
We'll just come to that, but it also says Vice President of the LDCE UPSC student. What's the UPSC? Same Union Public Service?
Yes, sir. It was a student association which aimed to raise awareness about civil services in our college itself for college students. And I was the vice president for a tenure of 1 year in that.
Raise awareness about?
Civil services and also provide certain assistance in learning them. And
raise awareness about civil services in what manner? It's a very interesting thing which you have said.
Sir, as a career, civil services compared to other regions in India, Gujarati students have a little lower awareness regarding that. So, as a student association, we aim to raise awareness about how students could pursue a career in civil services.
And the perception of civil services, what did you find?
So
was it positive? Was it negative? Like normally when you say government office jana and you sort of, you hold your head and say, kahan phas gaye?
So the perception about civil services as a career was very positive. However,
not as a career.
Yes, sir. As a service.
Yeah.
Sir, as a service, generally the perception is seen as negative, but recently, according to
recently, during your college days.
Yes, sir, during my college, when I also visited certain government offices, and as my college was also a government college, so I experienced very positive response from the administration, and the administration was very helpful in
That's your personal thing. I wanted to know generally, what did you find amongst the, let's say, the student community at large?
So the student community was positive regarding that. It could be because of two reasons. One, they might have had little exposure to the government offices at the age that they were there. And secondly, it's also improving. Like the governance is becoming more empathetic and sensitive to the needs.
Oh no, I am not interested in what is happening.
Yes, sir.
Right. I am surprised that this is the impression you got. When was this? Which year?
Sir, it was in 2018-19.
18-19. I am surprised at this because whenever you speak to the common man, he only curses the government. To you, what does government mean? What level of the bureaucracy?
So the government and the level of bureaucracy begins from the grassroots itself. All the officers, including from Group A to Group D, are a representation of the government. And so the behavior of all the levels of the government does have an impact on the perception.
So Margi, when the people say, kahan pala pad gaya, where have we got stuck, right? Which level are they referring to?
So generally, in my opinion, they are referring to the level at which they need to deal with Group C and Group D employees in the government, where they are, I would say, a little stagnated in their mindset, and rather than service, they treat citizens as if they are providing some service that they are not eligible for. So that is my perception.
Would you call it the cutting edge of corruption? That's where the corruption starts? Or would you say corruption starts at the top?
Sir, this seems like a chicken and egg problem to me because personally I have not experienced anything like that, but we hear it at all the levels, be it the higher or the lower. So I would not be able to say where it starts.
How is it that whenever action is taken, strict action against corruption, it always starts at the lowest level, never at the senior most level? It's like trying to clean dirt in your house starting from the ground floor. That we'll work our way upwards rather than starting from the top. And you clean a house, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You start with the top floor and work your way down. But action is always taken at the lowest level.
So there could be multiple reasons. One could be that it would be the easiest to identify as they are the ones.
No, in fact, it's so many people at the lower level and few at the top level. It's much easier to identify who's, so to say, pulling the strings.
So, but their interaction with the common citizens is the highest compared to the highest levels. The lowest levels interact the most. Like when we talk about corruption at the constabulary or the traffic police level, it is more easier to identify compared to who is pulling the strings at the top levels.
Okay, Margi, since you are seeming to be capable of thinking, why is it that the level of corruption in developed, not developing, in developed countries is less? And if it is there, then what type of corruption as compared to corruption in India? Because if you get into government service, you will have to deal with why is corruption there, what type is it, and how do we tackle the type here. But short answers now.
Okay, sir. So, sir, in India, we find three types of corruption. One at the lowest levels, where consumers or citizens, let's
Right.
say, are being asked to pay bribes.
Right.
Secondly, at the higher levels, where for passing of the development projects, there would be corruption. And third, in developed countries, the sort of corruption that is seen is where private companies pull some strings for the development projects or infrastructure projects that they have, but it does not impact the common citizen as such, and that is more prevalent in developed countries, and that's the
Okay.
difference.
So how do we check this? Last question from my side. How do we check this common man problem? Because that is what you have to address in this country.
Yes, sir.
How do we check it?
Sir, there are two reasons for this. One is the supply side, where the citizens are ready to pay the bribes for getting their work done. So that needs to change the mindset, and the corruption that is normalized has to be done away with. And secondly, the salaries or the compensation that we provide to the employees at the lowest levels needs to be increased, so that they do not compensate for their low salaries from corruption. These could be the two ways.
Okay. Board will interact with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.